Hi, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining my live stream today. If you're new here, my name is Denison. You can call me Billionaire Farmer. And also, please like this video and stay connected so we can discuss proper investment. And if you join, let me know where you're watching from. Okay. Welcome. Hi, you're welcome to my live stream today. Let me know where you're watching me from. So today we are going to analyze the video that I made not too long. Hi, Ola. How are you doing? I want us to have a very practical explanation to the video we made. Chicago, you're welcome. Oga Bolaji, you're welcome. How is US today? So we're having a conversation around a video that I just made. In fact, I was blown out. So many people came out to tell me that the video was interesting. I uploaded the video on Christmas Day. So the feedback was amazing. Thank you so much from Ogun State. Thank you. So the feedback from that video has made me say, okay, let me come live and analyze the business together with us. Let's look at this amount. And why did I choose to discuss about poultry feed production business? Yeah, so I want us to discuss. Now, this is like a Q&A. If you have watched the video before and you have a question that you want me to answer, clarify, we are going to discuss. We're having a total, review? A total review of the video. And please come and take coffee too. I'm taking coffee here. So I want us to have a total review of that business, of that video. Let's look at this investment. This big investment. Now, why did I decide to bring out poultry feed production business? It's because I'm a farmer. And as a poultry farmer, I've seen that one of the major issues we face, or one of the major parts that takes our money, is feed. And many times, the feed companies we have in Nigeria are even struggling to meet up with feed. I was speaking with a woman in one of my students. I think she's in my inner cycle. Yeah. So she was telling me, based in Warri, she was telling me that she has to close down her poultry farm. I say, why? She said because the feed she was using, the company could not meet up with their demand again. So when she switched to another feed, all the birds, they stopped laying. So this is very common in poultry business. When you're feeding your birds with a particular feed and you change the feed to another one, many times it will affect their growth rate. If it is broilers, if it is layers, it will affect their laying capacity. So when she changed the feed, because the company was not coming, so she bought another feed, and then the birds could not lay eggs. So she has to sell them off and shut down the farm. Why am I explaining this to you? As entrepreneurs, as business people, you have to be coming into the sector with your primary goal to solve a problem. So there's a very big gap in poultry feed industry in Nigeria. I don't know about other African countries, but like I say in my video, most of our challenges are not unique. So the challenges we are facing here in Nigeria is most likely the same challenge someone who is in Togo, Rwanda, Kenya, Ghana is facing. So the issue of feed, it has been a very big, See, when I was in Ghana, I went for training on livestock feed in Ghana. And the guy who was doing this training was telling us that they import grass to feed their goats from South Africa. They import what? Grass to feed their goats. In Ghana, they buy the grass from South Africa. In short, from Ghana, he also send the grass to Nigeria. For some of you, maybe you might even know from a friend now. Someone is importing grass, normal grass that can grow on any bush. But because we have not seen that, okay, it's a business, people are importing it into our country. That is to tell you that there is shortage of feed. So if you're looking at investing in agriculture, many times you might not be the one who is into primary production of maybe bears. No. How about hatching? I'm going to make another video on hatchery. It's another sector in poultry in Nigeria that we don't have players there. People are not there at all. We have just few companies that lay eggs. Like now, if you want to start a layers farm and you need 10,000 or let's say 5,000 day chicks, what we call pullets, do you know that you have to book? You have to book ahead of time for the company to supply to you. So the bears are not there. That is to tell you that, like now, there was a time I was managing a farm for someone in Abuja. And we needed 3,500 layers. We call them pullets on the farm. What we did was that we booked 3 months ahead of time, 3, before they were able to supply to us. That is for layers. Fantastic. Joyce from Ghana. You're welcome. Can you imagine now? Someone is... So if you need day-old chick, day-old pullet, you need to go and book. You need to book and give the company time to produce before paying, before supplying to you. Please, if you can hear me, drop in the comment section that you can hear me. Let me know I'm not talking to myself. If you can hear me, please comment that you can hear me. Oga Bolaji is saying that is my area of focus, or my problem is Nigerian government. Okay, good. So no. See, Oga Bolaji, let me tell you the truth. There is no country that, like, for example, now you stay in the US. The US government have a way you can relate to them that you'll be able to do business. In fact, in Nigeria, or let me say Africa, it's even cheaper to do business here when you understand the system. And these things are not things that I can say on social media like this, but doing business in Nigeria is very simple. When I started my farm in 2016, I didn't know all of this. So along 2020, 2021, my farm was big, but I made one mistake. I didn't know how to work with government. And at the end of the day, when my farm suffered, I didn't have any support. So don't be afraid of Nigerian government. There is no business you want to do in Nigeria that there is no way out of it. So don't be scared and say, oh, Nigerian government this. No. There's a way out for you. You just have to understand the system. Okay, how can I navigate with these people? How can I do my business? That's all. So thank you, Joy. Joy says you can hear me. Fantastic. So we're looking at challenges you will face in poultry feed production business. So Bolaji, Mr. Bolaji Mustafa, say you want to go into poultry feed production business. There are challenges that you face. And in fact, in the video uploaded, I listed out 5 challenges. 5 challenges you will face. And these challenges cut across someone who is in Ghana. In fact, all African countries. No. When you have money in Nigeria, you don't have the issue of thuggery now. That was what I was saying, that you don't know how business is being done in Nigeria. You have been in the US, you don't understand how Nigeria works. They know they still big man now. Surfers from Ghana, you're welcome. So they don't steal big people. If you have money, You secure your investment. What is the minimum amount required to go into hatchery? I will make a video on that. I'll make a video on hatchery. You know, hatchery has a lot of steps. You're the one who provide the parent stock. You know, there are so many things there. So, but I'll make a video on that. So today we're discussing feed. So let's focus on feed production business. The challenges you are going to face if you want to go into livestock feed, focus on poultry. The first challenge I listed here was raw material price. The price of raw materials is not static. It's highly unpredictable, especially for we in Nigeria. And of course, cut across African countries. So someone who is in Ghana, I know because I have friends there, we face the same challenge. So if you want to invest in feed production, one of the major challenges you face is what? Raw materials. Now, the major raw materials we have when it comes to livestock feed, we have maize, we have soya beans. These are the major ingredients. They take 80%, or let me say 90% of what you need for production of the feed. Yes. Now, why is it a challenge? In Nigeria here, there are seasons where the 1 ton of soya beans, like now, a ton of soya beans is less than 500k. It's around 450, 470. A ton of soya beans, clean soya beans in Nigeria currently. Why is it so? Last year, we sold 1 ton for 800,000. When that price was like that, everybody was crying. Poultry farmers, so everybody was crying. Oga Kennedy, welcome from Delta State. So everybody was crying. Why? Because the price of raw materials was very high. So companies that were into feed production business also increased their prices of feed. So, you know, when all this happened, the load is transferred to final consumers. So what happened was that we who are into poultry farmers who are producing eggs, we also increase the price of our eggs. So it became so hard. Egg was selling for around 9,000 per crate in Nigeria last year. 9,000, 7,000, 8,000. But now, a crate of egg is selling around 5,500 highest. Less than 6,000. Let's keep it that way. Why is this so? Because now government is importing feed. Nigeria government is importing feed now. Soya beans, maize, which are the major ingredients needed. And because those things are coming inside, it becomes cheap. So the price have dropped. So you who is coming into this business, you also need to be adjusting. If the cost of soya beans and maize goes up, you have to also adjust your price. So it will be very difficult for you to predict the profit margin. Sorry, few minutes, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So now what I'm saying is it will be difficult for you to predict that, okay, this amount of money I'm putting in this place, this is how much I can make. You'll be able to have a little prediction, but not 100%, right? So it's a major challenge. Feed, raw materials availability. There are seasons where the raw materials will be very high. Then you as a producer, you still make profit too, because you too, you will increase your cost of production and all those things. Thank you, Prof. Prof is joining me from the US. Now, the second challenge you will face in livestock feed, in poultry feed production business is energy cost. Energy cost. For some of us who are Nigerians, up till now, our government is still struggling with electricity supply. We have very few locations in Nigeria that have, say, 20 hours of light per day. Very few locations till today. We are still struggling with that. So it affects business owners. So you as a business owner who is coming into livestock feed production business, you'll be depending more on diesel. when I was running my rice factory, my cost of consumption on diesel per day was around 150,000 naira per day. Then that was around 2019, 2018, 2019, 2020. So you can know that that amount was big. But that was how much I was spending on diesel. So if you do my calculation, in a week, I will spend nothing less than 3.something million naira on diesel. Because sometimes we have to operate morning and night, especially when we have bulk orders or when it's Christmas season, like now. So as a small business owner, I'm spending over 3.5 million on diesel per day, sorry, per week. So how much will that be my profit? No matter how I will adjust the price, it will kind of distort my profit margin. So if I was supposed to make 100% profit margin on the capital I invested, on the 300 million or 100 million that I invested, because my energy cost is very high, the profit margin will drop. What that means is that it will take me longer to break even in that project. So these are some of the challenges that when you enter into the business, you face. Okay, Oga Bolaji is saying hatchery and production of this feed require electricity. Yes, it requires electricity. Because see, it's not easy. You spend a lot of money. Now, if you look at some of the major livestock feed companies we have in Nigeria, they are big. Companies like Olan, Top Feed, some of them, they have their own electricity. You know how Nigeria system work. You can go there, pay money, they will dedicate one transformer to you, one one phase to you, to a point that at least you can have maybe 20 hours of light or 10 hours of light where you can run your entire work. But if you're depending on paid electricity, depending on diesel and gas to run that factory, your profit margin will be affected. Your profit margin will be affected. So it's a big challenge, but that does not mean you will not make profit. Like I'm saying, the profit margin will be affected. When I was running my factory and I was buying diesel over 3.5 million naira every week, I was still making profit. I was generating nothing less than 20 million naira in my factory every day. So that 20 million, if I pay salary, do everything, but in a day, I'm able to keep nothing less than 11 million. If I operate at a full scale, that is produce 300 bags in my rice factory, it was 30 tons per day. So you get the logic now. But the profit margin was reduced. So maybe if I was using cheaper energy source, maybe I would have been making 40 million or 30 million. But because I am now spending more money on diesel, more maintenance, it's not just buying diesel, the generator have spoiled, changing of engine oil, maintenance, those things suck your profit or potential profit. Thank you, Adash Odessa from the UK. We are discussing poultry business, how we can invest big money into this sector and be able to come out with big return investment. Like one of my goals is that if you're not going into primary production of birds, layers, you should be providing feed. There's big money there. How about battery cage? It's another big money. You can make a lot of money supplying cage. Let me write that down because I will make a video on that. Poultry equipment. It's another big aspect that many people have not seen. Let me write that down. It's another big investment. Like now, if you go to China and you bring in battery cage, you bring in drinkers, you bring in feeders, all these things we are using for poultry business, we are importing them. Honestly, Nigeria is not producing all those things. We are importing. So if you can go into that business, setting up farm for people, providing battery cage, you get out, you collect your profit. So I need to make a detailed video on that. So I want to write it down. I'm writing it down. There is so much money in agriculture. So much money. So much money in agriculture. So much money in agriculture. I've written it down. So all you need is just to know an area that you can fit in. Your budget, because it's not everybody that can raise 300 million. It's not. Do you get? Even 50 million. What am I even saying? 1 million, many people cannot. But they have small farms they are doing, and they are buying feed. They are buying feed. They are buying 4 bags, 3 bags, 4 bags, like that every day. Those kind of people, you can be supplying to them. You remove the headache of, I'm the one to manage my best. You sell feed, you get out. Okay, Kemi, welcome. How is Abuja this morning? Welcome, Kemi. Yeah. So now, the third challenge you face in this business is working capital pressure. So if you look at the first 2 challenges, the first challenge was raw materials availability and price changes. Second one is energy costs, right? Then the third one, we are looking at working capital pressure, because this business is capital intensive, especially when you are going into it commercially. It therefore means you need a lot of money to stack. You need a lot of money to buy input. You need a lot of money to invest in energy. So thank God I forgot to mention this. Now, when it comes to energy, because maybe where your factory is, you're not sure of steady electricity, you go for solar. You know, one thing with solar is that it's capital intensive too. But once you install your solar, you rest. The solar will be there. It will serve you long. So you'll be able to make profit. Because if you don't have solar, you're depending only on diesel, you will not make profit, honestly. So if your factory is in a location where you have inconsistent power supply, then you bring in solar energy to top what you're doing. So it will supplement the generator and the NEPA. For some of us who are in Nigeria, some of my Ghanaian friends said they know in Ghana they have steady electricity. So even if you're in the village, you set up your fish, your poultry feed there, you have less to worry about. So Ghanaians, people are supposed to set up this business. If you're in Ghana here, comment, let me know. Ghanaian people, all my Ghana family, comment here, let me know. Right. So now, working capital, you need a lot of working capital. So for example, you need to buy feed when it's harvest season. You need to buy your soya beans in bulk. You need to buy your maize in bulk. Buy your bone meal. Buy your pancake cake. Buy salt. These are ingredients that we use in producing feed. Buy salt in large quantity. Buy bone meal in large quantity. Calcium, large quantity. So you need to stack this money somewhere. And one thing with production is that once we invest money in those things, it's like you have tied down capital. Not that you not make profit. Believe me, this business is big. Oh, great. From Accra, my Ghanaian family, you're welcome. Right. So you will need a lot of money to be able to run this business. Working capital here, you don't need I'm discussing about commercial feed, right? Because you can start a small feed if it is for your own farm. But when you're looking at, okay, this is the business I'm going to do, it's better you go into it big time. 5 tons per hour, 4 tons per hour. So you're looking at the whole business. Okay, in a day, I should be able to do 30 to 40 tons on average. So you'll be able to make good return investment, right? So you have working capital. You need a lot of working capital. It's a big challenge. Now, the fourth reason or the fourth challenge you face in livestock feed production, focus on poultry, is quality consistency. If you watch that video I uploaded, I told us that quality consistency is one of the way, or let me say one of the easiest way for you to break into this market and stay. Thank you so much, Mr. Godwin. That means so much to me. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you here. You guys are the reason why I'm coming here every day, right? If you don't watch my videos, I will not come. So thank you all for always watching my video. And please like this video so that YouTube can send other people to join us. So quality consistency is a big challenge. If you're going into this business, you need to be static. Like the quality of feed you produce today should not be less than the one you're going to produce next week. No. If you do that, many people will not buy your feed. And that is the reason why we have very few companies who dominate the market today. Why? People are always buying their feed because when they buy this feed and give to their livestock, they see growth that makes sense to them. So if you are coming into this business as a beginner, and this is what entrepreneurship is, you don't need to be the one who is producing the feed. As an entrepreneur, you provide capital, you provide labor, you organize what is it called, land. These are factors of production. So you own them. So with your money, you can employ an expert to handle production of the feed. Recently, I connected one of my inner cycle person who owns a poultry farm and they are also into feed business. He told me he's looking for someone who will be producing the feed. So we put out adverts to get people to apply for the job. Many people send application. We are going to scream and say, okay, come to the factory, produce the feed. Let's see the output. Let's take it to the lab, test it, and make sure all the ingredients are good. Test it on livestock. Once they are good, see, you break the market. Once your quality, many of these companies, they are not even producing quality again. But we are buying because there is no option. So if you want to break into this business, you need to be consistent on quality. Don't compromise. Don't say, okay, I was supposed to add a bone meal 10 kg and just cut it, put 9. No, don't compromise. And this is one of the secrets that when I was producing rice, I dominated the market. Till today, I still sell rice in large quantity because when it comes to quality, I'm the best. I'm not bragging. Many people who buy my rice, they know because I will make sure 50 kg is 50 kg, number one. I'll make sure there is no stone on the rice, number two. There is no chaff on the rice. See, I can color sort my rice 2 times, 3 times. I can destone my rice 4 times to make sure when I supply to customers, they don't complain. Because that is the cheapest way to dominate in this business. Quality. Thank you, Mr. Gordon from Ibadan. Quality. So if you don't have quality feed, if you're not consistent, you supply quality today, the next day the feed came out bad, you will not make money from this. So you need to employ expert. And this is one thing many beginners fail to understand. When they set up a factory, they just pick anyhow people. No. When it comes to feed, just see, let me shock you here. Do you know that human beings can also consume the feed we use for livestock? The poultry feed, as a human being, you can eat it. And that is the reason why you need NAFDA certification. You need some certification for those of us who are Nigerians. Why? They see those livestock as human because human beings are going to consume them. So what I'm saying is directly you can eat a poultry feed and nothing will happen to you. So therefore means quality must be maintained. So if you don't have quality feed, you will not be able to make money from this. So I want us to go to our spreadsheet and look at the figures. Look at the money. Okay, if I put in 1 million, if I put in 100 million, if I put in 300 million, if I put in 800 million, what will be my return investment? How long is it going to take me to break even? That is where I want us to go next. But before we move to that section, I want to give us one or another challenge that you can face as a factory owner here. Disease outbreak in poultry industry. We have some season where you have widespread infection, let me say airborne diseases that will kill a lot of birds. In Nigeria, it happened around 2007. There's this sickness called bird flu. When that sickness came in Nigeria, it affected almost all poultry farms. Many farms shut down because of the infection. So in that case, your business is also down. So your business depends on the health of the industry. So if farmers are investing more, if people are starting more poultry farms, increasing their capacity, it means your business is also increasing profit margin and the longevity is also assured. So if you put in money in feed production and all poultry farmers lose their birds, you are not in business again. So it's a big challenge. So you can see that even this one is not even your fault. But if there is a widespread infection or disease or virus in poultry industry, it will affect your business. So your business is connected to poultry farmers. Your progress, your profit, the sustainability of your business is tied to the health of farmers, birds in that industry. So it's a big challenge, which is not even your fault. So I think the only way you can settle this one is to be praying that there should be no infection. Or worst case, organize training. Teach farmers about biosecurity so that they can buy your feed. See, many companies do this. Go out on outreach, speak to poultry farmers, educate them, tell them what to do on the farm, how to take care of their birds, employ experts who goes out training farmers. That is not your job per se, but as long as those people remain in business, you too, you make money. So let's assume you invested 1 billion in this business and the next year birds die, or the money will be there, stock. So you need to invest money, partner with poultry farmers, educate them on biosecurity measures, employ vet doctors who go about teaching poultry farmers how to take care of their birds. See, this one is another strategy to even break inside the market. Where? So you're not just producing feed, you're training farmers. Okay, this is your birds. This is how to manage them. This is how to manage them. See, that will help you connect with farmers, build network with farmers who will buy your feed. I know a lot of smallholder feed producers that are coming into play, and they are making big money. There is one I follow on TikTok. The lady is printing heavy cash. In Nigeria, yes, she's making big money in this industry. She's loading 1 truck, 2 truck. I used to buy feed, one truck, because I had a lot of birds. I was operating more than 10,000 birds. So I will go to the company and buy feed in truckload in Holland, in Kaduna State. Now, when you go to that company, you see more than 10 trucks, 20, line up, waiting to be loaded. They are taking feed almost everywhere in Nigeria. That is to tell you that, see, buyers are there. I don't know how to shout this, but I want to assure you that if we invest money in poultry feed production business, you will not regret. And another thing, before you set up that kind of factory, make sure you conduct a market research to know farmers that are within your environment and be able to partner with other farmers across the state. So it's not something that is limited to your state. We are buying feed. People move from Ibadan to go and buy feed in Kaduna State. People move from Benue State to go and buy feed in Kaduna State. Zamfara, Sokoto, we go there to buy feed in Jos. So even if you set up your own poultry farm or poultry feed in your village, as far as the feed is quality and there is demand for it, marketers will go and bring it. So everybody is coming and say, okay, I want to buy billionaire farmer feed, and I want to buy billionaire farmer feed. I heard that the feed is good. Do you have it? The distributors are forced to search for you and bring your feed. This is a business that I wish I can't do it, but I wish I could invest money in this business, honestly. So now let's move to the financial aspect. How much you can put into the business, what will be the return investment, when can you break even from this investment, and the rest. I also shared a spreadsheet. It was in the previous video where I said, okay, if you want to invest into this kind of business, get this spreadsheet, settle down, study it, and look at the financial aspect, because many people can raise money from investors. It's a business that you must not do alone. Maybe you and your friends, people can put funds together and say, okay, let's go into this business big time. Invest a lot of money in marketing, invest a lot of money in experts, get quality people to work in that factory, and you dominate. Just imagine you have this kind of factory in Lagos, or or you have it in Ibadan or Ogun State, or you have it in Onitsha, or you have it in Enugu, Benue State. No, anywhere at all. I remember in 2020 in Benue State, my governor set up one poultry feed production factory. The man was printing blood money because the entire Benue State were going to Kaduna to go and buy feed. So when he invested that money and people bought the feed and they saw that, oh, it's good. Oh, the company could not meet up with other. I don't know that the company is still functional because, you know, politicians, once they are not on seat, their business most times goes off. So I'm not sure the business is still functional, right? So my advice for you would be that you should check out, maybe after this, I'll attach the link. You go through the spreadsheet and look at what you can make. But let me open the spreadsheet here on my laptop so we can analyze it together and see if it is worth investing 300 million into, or if it is worth investing 100 million. You can start with any amount, right? But for me, I just felt when you're looking at commercial standard, you should be targeting nothing less than 30 tons per day. Even if you're not, that is for commercial purpose, honestly. So 5 years financial projection for poultry feed production business. Fantastic. So my spreadsheet is open here on my laptop. So I'll be looking more here, but I'll be explaining. Okay, Mr. Gideon from Nasarawa State. Thank you for joining me. Now, the poultry feed line, that is all the machines we need for you to have a complete, fully automated. This one is not like one human being will bring something and come and put here. Fully automated. Yeah, the spreadsheet is available now. If you check my last video on my channel, the spreadsheet is there. I attach in the link. But I have it here on my system. After this live stream, I will attach it again. But let me see if I can attach it. Few minutes. Because I wish you have it by the side as we are discussing. You're seeing the figure because many people are not too conversant with my spreadsheet like that. I will try and see if I can attach it live here or maybe after the live stream. Yeah. So now the feed line comprises of different parts of the machine: crusher, cooling system, packaging system, and grinding section, many other sections. We call it production line. So it comprises of all the machines. So I got a lot of quotations from different companies, right? Companies in Nigeria, companies in China. I got those quotations. So, but their prices were almost consistent. A 40 tons per day, 40 tons per day feed me production factory will cost you around 120 million naira. I'm calculating the figure in naira because of some of us who are Nigerians. But in the spreadsheet, I've also calculated it in US dollars. So there is a link where it's in dollars. Once you just put, it will convert for you. That is for some of you who are Ghanaians, who are South Africa, other people. But once you put it in dollar, and then it will change for you. Yeah. So, but you need 140 million for the line. So this one, we're looking at the physical machines or structures that you need for you to start the business. Now, the second one is building the factory, electrical works. You know, one thing with building factory, the prices here, I've said it in a video before, might not be the same based on your location, based on the time you want to invest your money into. But because of this spreadsheet, you can always adjust it. So if you meet an engineer now and say, okay, give me the cost analysis of setting up, of building a warehouse of at least 1,000 square meters. 1,000, that is a full plot. You know, it's a big project, so a full plot of 100 by 100 for some of us who are Nigerians, a full plot, complete plot of 1,000 square meter. That is what you need to build this factory. Now, I budgeted 45 million. I remember when I was building my factory, it cost me less than 12 million to build that factory. Yeah, because I remember I spent around 9 to 10 million naira. But that was 2019. Oh. So for some of us, that time, a bag of cement was 5,000. So you can convert it to what they are selling now. So for example now, if you meet an engineer and you let the person know that, okay, you want to build this factory, they should give you the cost. They will give you the exact cost. You will come to this spreadsheet and put the cost there. All the calculation will automatically be done for you. It will show you how much you will make as profit instantly. That is how beautiful the spreadsheet is. So now for land, for a startup, you need at least 1 hectare, which is like 10 plots. For some of us who are in Nigeria, 1 hectare of land, which is 10,000 square meters. 10,000 square meters is 1 hectare of land. So you need to buy like 1 hectare for you to set up this kind of facility. Not that the entire factory will take it, but you need places for storage facility, warehouse, staff quarters, office quarters, and how the vehicle can park, stuff, how vehicle can turn inside the factory. So one plot of 1 hectare, 5 hectares, any volume of land you have. If you look at the one Ola have in Kaduna State, it's hundreds of hectares. You can't even know where the factory ends. So now you need to budget money for initial raw materials. So based on my calculation, I say, okay, if you're investing in this kind of facility, 40 tons per day, there is a minimum threshold of soya beans, maize, and other ingredients that you should have. So I ran the calculation for you to be able to operate at full capacity. I said, okay, you will need at least 125 million naira. So you can see how big this project is. But don't all these figures, you can adjust them. Please, if you can hear me, let me know in the comment section that you can hear me, so I will know I'm not speaking to myself. Can you hear me? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, good. Good. Thank you, Mr. Bolaji. So now we go to... Okay, great. Now let's move to power infrastructure. You will need at least a 400 kVA generator to be able to power this factory. 400 kVA. Because since our light in Nigeria is not reliable, you need to have your generator. I didn't calculate for solar, but let's assume you're using solar. Using this spreadsheet, you can also get the price for solar and it will automate for you, right? Now, there's a budget for miscellaneous. Now, miscellaneous just simply means the small money you have to settle things that are not too big, but are needed. For example, we in Nigeria here, if you want to set up your factory now, you will see area boys, they will come and say, pay for this one. When I was building my factory, I did settlement of almost 553,000 naira. I can't forget. After buying the land though, I have to settle youth, settle elders, pay this one. So when I sat down and calculate, I spent 553,000 naira before I was able to build my farm. So you need all those ones that are miscellaneous. You didn't even know they will come, but they will just pop. So I budgeted 15 million for that. It can be less than that, it can be more than that. So this is just a speculation. Now let's go to the spreadsheet. No, that Togri part, that is why I say, now, if you look at the issue of Togri, how we do with them is that just settle them. They don't need much. They are just useless boys. Sorry to use the word, but that is who they are. So you just settle them. Just find small thing and give them. Then just go. Because the truth of the matter is that they are your security. Our government doesn't care. We have insecurity issues. So if you are setting up a business in that kind of location, all those bad boys, all those agbiru, you call them. Don't wait for them to come. You call them, maybe just find 500K and give them. Nobody will steal in your factory. Nobody will spoil anything. They will be your security. And then you work with the police. This is the only way we do business in Nigeria, sadly. It ought not to be so. The government is supposed to provide security for you, provide everything you need, but it's not like that. So we don't have to keep saying, and the government, we just have to learn how to work with what we have. We have a bad government. They don't care about security. You are your own security. In my farm, I employ my own security. I was paying government security. Yes, I was paying the civil defense officers. We gone. They were staying in my factory. I was the one paying them. That is government job. But I can't say the government is not providing security, so I will not go into business. I will provide security for myself. How much? I was paying them 60K, right? And all the youth within the area, I've said to them. So that is how business is being done in Nigeria. You can't jump it. So there's so much on this spreadsheet, but let's go to the revenue side. And I want us to I also want to answer some 1 or 2 questions. So let's go to the revenue slide. Now, when it goes to revenue, you're producing broilers feed and layers, 2 types of feed, right? A factory that is 40 tons per day should be able to produce nothing less than, let me say, nothing less than 40,000 bags. Or let me say, sell nothing less than 40,000 bags in a month. Right. Now, when you look at the cost of selling, how much is feed now currently? We are selling feed, buying feed in Nigeria now for 30,000, 25,000, but this is not factory price. But as a factory, if you sell for 22,000, 28,000, you still be in money. And this is the beauty of the business. Your direct cost is just 50-something%. 50-something%. So let me show you. I know this is the part many people want to hear. So in a month, or let me say in your first 6 months, the factory will be able to generate 484 million in the first 6 months. This is not pure profit, gross profit. 484 million. Your sales between first month to the 6th, 484 million. I break it down: first 1 to 6 months, 7 to 12 months, 13 to 18 months, 19 to 24 months, like that, for 5 years. So the financial projection is for 5 years. So when you get it, you'll be able to analyze it yourself, adjust. Like I say, all the figures here, you just have to adjust. All the formulas, the calculation, I've done it. You will not be able to do the calculations, but you just need to edit, change the figure. It should match what is current. Then the calculation will be done for you. So, but like I say, let's look at the quarterly inflow. Now, the first quarter of the year, of year 1, you should be able to generate over 2 billion inflow, cash inflow. See, I'm that confident saying this because I buy feed. I buy a lot of feed, so I know. And if you go to these companies, they will tell you we have orders ahead waiting for us to supply. So that's the reason why I'm that confident telling you these figures. So if Ola, for example, tell me we are generating over 2.5 billion per quarter, I will not deny, because I've seen it. You'll be counting truck that is moving with almost 1,000 bags, 300, 600 bags. You're calculating 1 bag costs how much. You multiply by how many truck. You'll be able to accept these figures. Over 2.5 billion. You can generate that in your first quarter. First quarter. So all the calculations have been done. Year 1, how much you should expect. Of course, just estimate. Year 2, how much. Okay, but here's another thing. Yeah, Joyce. The initial capital is a thing. The initial capital is big because we're looking at commercial scale quantity now. Maybe you can start small and maybe be servicing a little farmers within your community. You can start. That is the reason why I say this spreadsheet can go in for anything. So maybe you just want to start with you say, how can we start small? You can buy smaller equipment. We have some that are 5 tons per day, but this one is 5 tons per hour. So every hour you are producing 5,000 kg. That is what is called ton. A ton is 1,000 kg. So if you are doing 5 tons per hour, means each 1 hour you are producing nothing less than 5,000 tons. And based on how a factory is being run, many times we operate it 10 hours per day. You can't do it 24 hours. The machines will break down. 10 hours per day. So if you multiply 5,000 tons by 10, you see how much you'll be able to make. So your first quarter cash inflow should be nothing less than 2.5 billion. But this is a catch. Your outflow also goes above 1.2 billion naira. Because you remember electricity that you're going to spend money, staff salary, buying of raw materials, settlement of many things, maintenance of the machines. So the 2.5 billion that is generated in the first quarter of the year is not pure profit. It's just gross profit, right? But when you get the spreadsheet, you will see all the figures calculated, everything. You just change it based on the current figures that you have. Now, by which year is this? By year 5, you're generating money close to 50 billion naira. These things I'm saying, you can verify them. As Nigerians, you can verify. So you forgot to mention distribution and advertising costs. No, they are here. I've not gone to operational expenses. So I have a page here for what is called operational expenses. So you're putting money in advertisement, putting money aggressive marketing. This one is not small. That is the reason why I say everything is commercial purpose. You need to sign brand ambassadors. You need to give out what is it called, promotional materials like mop. I have one of the companies that was buying feed. They gave me cup. I don't want to mention their name. They didn't pay me. I'm not the ambassador. But they gave me this. They gave jotters. They gave a clothes. So they will go to your farm. They'll pay people to visit your farm, market their feed to you, and then they'll give you t-shirt. Maybe you have 5 workers. They'll give you guys t-shirt. So all those things are capital expense. This thing. Mr. Bolaji, leave me now. Mr. Bolaji is saying theft. Yes, theft is part of business. Theft. I was watching Aliko Dangote interview not too long, and he said there was a time they were producing oil. Among their staff, someone went to one of the boiler. He said that boiler is 400 tons capacity. One of their staff went behind the scene and opened the boiler. The oil wasted. Bro, a big company as Dangote Refinery, a wicked staff, or obviously maybe paid to sabotage what they were doing, went and wasted 400. I believe maybe oil was not wasted, but opened a 400-ton boiler so that the oil they were working on should waste. So this is it's an African thing. We are very selfish. Some of you have watched my videos. I've shared here now. One of my staff was stealing 4 crates of eggs from my farm every day. 4 crates. They were stealing my feed, selling to people. So if they were supposed to give my birds 7 bags per day, they can give 6 or 5. Maybe just make sure they distribute the feed in every feeder, small, and then they sell the remaining bag. So in my mind, I'll come to the store, calculate, okay, all the bags are complete. But they are stealing from the one they're supposed to give the birds, and it's not affecting the productivity of the birds, which therefore means my profit margin I'm supposed to make has been tampered with. These are issues that we face in doing business in Africa. Stealing eggs, stealing feed, stealing the best. In fact, there are some wicked staff that they can even kill your best so that you give them to go and eat. So they are part of business. But you can't say, if I start my factory, people will steal my feed. Let me not start. No. They are part of the business. So you just design a budget for it. I know this is what company does. I learned something recently. There is one insurance we call infidelity insurance. That insurance covers the staff theft. So if you're operating a factory and maybe you have an accountant or a cashier that is managing or controlling bulk of your money, you can go for that insurance. That insurance covers if that staff run away with that money. The insurance company will pay you. They will compensate you. Okay, Gift says livestock farmers have choice/preferred brand already. What is the chance it will really scale? If production is settled, sales can be a problem. No. Yeah, your point is valid. But if you read what my Oga, Baba Bolaji said, he said you need to invest money in marketing. See, there is no farmer who will tell me they are not looking at reducing cost of production. No farmer. Every farmer is looking at cost reduction. Every farmer wants to maximize profit. So even though me as a person, I have my preferred feed, which is Olan, Chukun feed. I've been using this. I think I used them at top feed. But when I started poultry business, I was using top feed. Then I moved to Chukun feed, Olan. These are the two feed I use. Why did I stick to this feed? Because I love the result they give me. But there are many other poultry farmers who will tell you, I beg, Ola is not, their feed is not good. This is the one that is good. Emotions too play here. Relationship that you build with distributors play here. It's beyond whether they have preferred. No, you can break that barrier with aggressive marketing, quality relationship building, and quality feed. Remember, if you followed where I started, we were looking at some of the challenges. Let me open the slide. One of the challenges we spoke about was quality consistency. Quality consistency. Challenge number 4. So if your feed is going to be high quality, and if a farmer buys from you and the best produce maximum result, share they sign and keep for one company, the person will buy from you. That is what I want you to know. So breaking into the already existing market, I won't lie to you, it's not easy, but it's doable. Thank you, Emmanuel, from Sierra Leone. You're welcome. It's doable. You can break into existing market, aggressive marketing, meeting farmers, doing training, giving out samples to people, meeting distributors. You are not, see, in fact, most times you are not even the one who will go and meet those farmers. You just need to meet distributors, give them at a good price. They are going to make profit. They can convince farmers to buy your new feed. They will tell you, have you tried this new company? Their feed is good. Go and try it. If that farmer tries your feed and it comes out good, you have gotten customers there. They will break where they were buying before and come back to you. Let's be honest, it's not easy, but it's doable. And a company of this stature, you will not come into business without good money for marketing now. You need enough cash for marketing, because marketing is what will break you into existing brands. So for you to be able to break there easily, quality, consistency. Quality, consistency. Don't sell rubbish. Mix all the ingredients equally. There are many of these companies that many times, sometimes you buy their feed, you see that this batch is not good, because they have gained the name, so they can afford to compromise on quality. Many times they do that. Why? Because they feel we have gotten the market already. They love our feed, they will buy. And because of that, we also buy. So quality consistency can help you to break into the market, even though they're already existing brands. Many other companies are coming now. I've been seeing new feed. Recently, I saw one company on Facebook. I was saying, I've never seen this one. No. But people within that locality are buying the feed. Remember when I started this live stream, I made mention of my student in Warri. She was running a layers farm. The company she was buying feed from could not meet up supplying to her. She has to switch to available feed, and it affected the farm. The market is big. There is no competition here to that level that you say, okay, you produce feed, then you don't have buyers. I'm not sure. You just look at top distributors of feed, go to each state, send marketers, top distributors, drop your feed with them. They know how to convince farmers. Sorry. So we are looking at the cash flow. So I say by your 5th year, I'm on the 5th year here on my spreadsheet. Your first quarter, you generate nothing less than 50 billion naira. These figures might be high, but just do a simple research. You will know how much those companies are making. So which other sheet that I need to show you? Let's go to profit and loss projections. So after running this business, okay, welcome from Ogun State. Thank you so much for joining. After running this business for year 1, how much are you expecting as your net profit? Or let me say, how much should this business generate in your first year? Okay, Mr. Felix is asking me that a poultry farmer that wants to be producing feed for his chicken, what are the type of machines he needs, how much and where he can get them. So, Sir Felix, first thing first, I will not advise you, if you are a small scale farmer, I will not advise you to start producing your feed yet. So let me know, what is the capacity of your farm? If you have less than 5,000 birds and you're producing feed, you will not make profit. People who are advised to have their own feed mill are those who are doing 5,000 birds and above. Even those ones, I know a lot of farms that are doing 100,000 birds, they are still buying feed. Why are they doing so? Feed production is a business on its own. When you leave your core area, which is maybe layers production, and you want to combine feed, you most likely be distracted and your profit margin will be distorted, and you'll be surprised that it will be like you're wasting money. So before you think of, I want to be producing my feed, make sure you are a commercial farmer. And as a commercial farmer, you also need to buy high quality machines, which means if you're processing the feed, you should also be selling to other people. Can you see that you're now engaging in a different business? Your cost of production will increase. You're spending a lot of money on petrol or diesel. You have more staff. You have more wahala to settle, more problem. So see, I'm telling you, because when I was running my farm, for some of you who know, I've lost my farm to flood and other things and bad debt. So that is why you always hear me say when I was running my farm. So when I was running my farm, what I did was that I said, okay, let me produce my own feed. So I did. When I saw the margin, the labor it takes that we invested in producing that feed, I said, Kai, this one is not worth it. Thank you, Mr. Bolaji, I've accepted this. When I saw that, I said, Kai, this thing is not worth it. So I left feed production. I said, Kai, Let me be buying feed. And that was when I was now going directly to the company. So instead of buying from distributors at high price, I went to the company, signed up as a vendor with my truck. Then I have my truck. I'll go and load 600 bags and bring it to my farm. I produce it myself, but when I settle down and do the check, I saw that if I'm combining this one with plenty wahala, running a factory is not a day job. I hope you are aware, Felix. Running a factory, hey, oga, this machine don't break. Hey, this part, we need to go and buy it. We can't find it in Nigeria. We need to go to China to buy the part. And crankshack, one bet has caught. So much. Meanwhile, you're going to feed chicken, though. Now they are bringing you off. One machine break down and this part caught. We need engineer to come and fix it. Oh, this will finish. You end up spreading yourself. That is the reason why I say, if you're going into this business, go into it full time. That is what you're doing. You are not producing best layer. Your job is you're producing feed. Invest your energy, time in marketing. So you, as a smallholder farmer with less than 5,000 bears, it makes no sense for you to set up your own factory. It's not wise. I'm telling you this because I know a lot of farms. There's one farm in Ogbomosho. They have close to 300,000 bears. The guy is buying feed. 300,000 bears. That is, those people are generating nothing less than 3 to 5 million every day on that farm. They are still buying feed. So you think they are stupid? No. Mula from Uganda, you're welcome. How are you doing? How is Uganda? How is everyone there? So by year one, this business should be able to generate 11.7 billion naira in the first year. Second year, 19 billion. Third year, 41 billion. Fourth year, 49 billion. And 284 billion naira by year 5. All things being equal. Like I've said, remember we started with challenges. If those challenges will come, all these figures will not happen. Thank you, Mr. Felix. You don't want to with this business. That is why when I make my videos, many of you here watch and say, what this guy is saying is true, because I make videos from experience. I've been doing poultry for the past 12 years. If not that my farm, flood affected my farm and my bears died, by now I would have been operating nothing less than 50,000 capacity layers farm. I had 4 hectares of land that I bought for layers before flood wipe away my farm. 4 hectares. I wanted to set up layer farm there complete. So by now, I for no be small meat. So poultry business is highly profitable. Whether you're producing eggs, whether you're producing feed, you are in money. Eunice say, wow, and you are alive today. Okay, you're on my life today. Yeah, Eunice, welcome. It's like I know Eunice. So are you not my student? It's like I know Eunice. Thank you, Mr. Gideon. We are fine today. Now, this thing happened in 2021. So one day, it's a story that many times when I share, if not for the grace of God, I would have been dead by now. I would have been dead by now. You know what it means that you invested your life? See, I love agriculture. See, someone like me, there is no job you give me that I'll go and do that will satisfy me like agric. So I invested my life, my health in setting up my farm. So one day I woke up, I was in my room. So my farm manager called. Hello, sir. I say, boss, how far? How you doing? He say, fine, sir. He says, sir, flood attack our farm. Oh. I say, flood where? Because where my farm is, okay, Collins from Auchi. Where my farm is, there is no river there. Where my farm is, there is no river there. So it was shocking to me to hear that flood washed my farm. I went there and I saw that the water in that factory, the water in my farm that day, it was up to this level. It was up to, let me say, chest level. Yes. That was how I watched my investment went down. Went down. It was shocking to me. Before you know, remember, this is where my factory is. Some of the videos I lost them because I lost my phone, I lost my laptop, and many other things. If I show you those videos, you will cry. Some of them are still on my Facebook page. We wake up in a day, 50 birds have died. Before you know, 20 have died. Before you know, 50 have died. That was how I lost all the birds. In fact, I have to stop going to the farm because my BP was increasing every day. So I had to stop going to the farm. My manager was just giving me a report. This one, to a point, you know. Anyway, so that is why monitor I use my experience to teach, to share with people, share with beginners, and say, look, if you want to come into this agriculture, there is nothing that is new under the sun. The challenge you are going to face in this agricultural business, someone has faced that challenge. You just have to connect and learn. But let's not digress. We're discussing feed today, right? So this is a business that have a potential to generate over 200 billion for you in 5 years' time. But one thing with business, or one thing with financial projection, is that we have what is called sensitivity analysis. That analysis simply means, okay, this business can generate 200 billion. What is the, in the worst case scenario, how much can this business generate? I have that page, so let's go there. In 5 years' time, this business can generate over 284 billion naira in 5 years' time. So it's a business that can scale. Now, another thing I want you to get is this. Many of us who are Nigerians, you know Rabiu, this guy that owns a Boa Cement. He's investing in feed production in Kano. According to him, he said the company will kickstart by 2028. Why? They saw that market. If someone like Rabiu, Mr. Boa, is coming into poultry feed, that should tell you that there's a market there. In fact, when it comes to fish feed, Nigeria import fish feed worth over 1.2 billion US dollars. I wrote that down now. Let me check my book here, so that you can know that this feed business is not a business that cannot scale. I just wish I can. Nigeria imports feed worth over 1.2 billion US dollars every year. Every year. I can't find this thing. I think I wrote it down somewhere, but I can't find it here now. But Nigeria import, so people like Mr. Boa, they saw it as, okay, we can build this thing here. So he's building that company in Kano, or is it Kaduna also? So very soon you will see his feed in the market, making waves, printing money. You should invest into this business. So, but let's look at the sensitivity analysis. Okay, Bolaji is asking, what are the negative aspects of the business? I've explained them here. There are 5. I've listed 5. Maybe I should go back there. Sensitivity analysis, where are you? negative aspect. Number one, raw materials availability and price fluctuation is a big challenge. Number two, energy cost. We have discussed that. And power reliability. So it will cost you a lot of money. Number three, working capital pressure. You need to stock a lot of grains. Sorry. You need to stock a lot of feed for you to be able to meet up. For you to be able to meet up with customers' demand. So not like you build a factory today, then you produce feed. People love the feed. The second week they came, the factory cannot meet up. Or you say no feed. Farmers don't like moving from one feed to another. So we are using this feed today. Next week we went. They say the company did not come. That one will crumble your business. So therefore means you must make sure you operate at the maximum. You are in and out of season. So it's a very big pressure on you. So that when you now started gaining market share, people are now loving the feed. Then they came the next day, then your company could not supply. It will kill the business. So it's a very negative aspect of the business. And like I said, the other one was working capital. It's not a small business for small people. Sorry. Yeah, working capital, quality consistency. If you're not consistent with quality, I've explained that. So let's go to sensitivity analysis. We are discussing real figures when it comes to poultry feed production. What are the profit margins? Remember, I say in 5 years' time, based on our calculation here, based on our assumption here, this business should be able to generate nothing less than 200 billion naira for you, for the company, at the good side. So now we are looking at the bad side. In worst case, when the business is not able to produce based on what we are saying, how much will be the worst amount the company can earn? That is what we call sensitivity analysis. We are not being blind to the fact that there are factors that can affect the business. There are factors that can make the business not to be able to meet up with what they predicted that they could do. And when it comes to that case, or when it comes to that scenario, what would be your profit in year one? At the other time, year one, we say 11.7 billion. That's big. Then, excuse me. Okay, so now let's look at the worst case scenario. If I'm going to invest over 300 million in this business, based on what we have here, and I'm going to run this business for at least a year, what will be my projected revenue? Remember in the other section, we say by 1 year, you should be able to generate nothing less than 11 billion, 11.7 billion. But let's look at it this way now. In worst case, so our first year here, our sales, our gross profit should be, okay, our gross profit from 11 billion should drop to a worst case of 4 million plus, or 4 billion 915 million 560,000. As an accountant, I can call figures. Right? So in worst case scenario, we budgeted that, look, we are going to generate gross profit of over 11 billion. But what if the business went bad? We say, okay, in worst case, as long as the business did not burn, maybe we are producing below capacity, we should be able to make nothing less than 4 billion naira, which is also not bad in the first year. By year 7, 8 billion. By year 3, 17 billion. So now we are operating below our capacity. Maybe inconsistency in price of raw materials, other challenges. Remember, by year 5 or by year 3, in the other case, our money was almost 60 billion. But now we are saying we can manage 17 billion, which is also not bad. So that is what sensitivity analysis means. The spreadsheet is available. You can check my previous video and you can get it. So when you look at it very well, now let's look at the net profit. Remember I say first year, your gross profit should be around 4 billion. Now we say, okay, but net profit, what will be our net profit? Net profit is just 3 billion naira, which is also not bad. Remember in the other one, net profit was almost 9 billion. But we say now you can get 3 billion naira in your first year, worst case scenario. So that is the reason why I say this spreadsheet, you can't see it anywhere. I'm the only person that is able to settle down because I'm a business guy. I've done it myself. I've run a processing factory. So I know a situation where things go bad. By year 2, 5 billion naira. By year 3, these are net profit. So you made a gross profit of 4.7 billion and you have a net profit of 3.3 billion first year. So by year 2, you got a gross profit of almost 8.1 billion, but your net profit was just 5.6 billion, which is also not bad. So these are some of the issues that you also have to look out for. Worst case scenario. This is what we are looking at. Worst case scenario in this business. So guys, I think I've been able to summarize the what is it called? The feasibility study or the 5 years financial projection is very massive. So I might not even be able to explain everything. But if you get it, we can arrange on one-on-one call. We settle down. You do your market research and then we analyze it carefully so that we can know what to expect and what not to get from the business. So many things like break-even analysis, all these ones, they are there. Break-even analysis, by year 1, how much are you expecting? Year 2, how much are you expecting to year 5? So it's a 5 years financial projection that you need to get. So I think I will stop here so that I can take questions because I need to answer. So I've used almost 1 hour plus to explain this. So it's not time for questions. If you have any question that you want to ask concerning this livestock feed business, or maybe any other agricultural question that you want to ask, you can drop it in the comment section. So thanks everyone for staying this long. I appreciate everyone for staying this long. So if you have a question, this is the time for you to ask. You can drop it in the comment section and we can look at it. So my next video, I will be looking at poultry business. So this one too is commercial poultry setup. I'm looking at starting, like maybe setting up a 10,000 capacity layers farm. How much will be the cost? 5 years financial projection. If I put in money, what are my expected net profit? What will be the loss? What will be the challenges? You know, all of that. So that video is going to also be on this channel very soon for anyone who wants to invest into commercial poultry feed, poultry business. So the focus is on layers. So thank you. If you can hear me, let me know in the comment section that you can hear me. And if you have a question, please go ahead and drop it in the comment section. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Mr. Bolaji. So what? Yes, Mr. Felix, I spoke about solar already. I spoke about solar. Say yes, you can invest money in solar as backup. In fact, you can bring it can be completely run by solar. See, there is no factory that solar will not power. The only thing is that it will take you a lot of money. upfront, but it's worth it. One of our school, one of the university here in Benue State is run by solar. Very massive university. So solar is a good alternative, especially for we who are in Nigeria. Mr. Nugget from Edo State, you're welcome. Thank you, Mr. David. David say he can hear me. Thank you, Joyce. Thank you for watching to the end. People have tried. 1 hour is not 1 hour plus is not small. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It is my pleasure to make sure everyone gets into agriculture. No matter your capital, no matter your knowledge, there is an aspect in agriculture that you can tap into. Mr. Kemi Sola, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching to the end. And please, you should help me and like the video so that YouTube will show more people. So if you need a financial projection, maybe you understand spreadsheet, you want to settle down by yourself and do the editing by yourself, I will drop my WhatsApp number here so that you can reach out to me on WhatsApp and I will share the financial projection for you. Of course, it's not free. It's for a small fee. People should buy data for me, small fee. That was your thing. I say, okay, we're not doing Christmas for you. So it's not free, but very small fee. And it's going to serve you for almost all your projects that you want to do in agriculture. Okay, Joyce is saying, some of us that don't have capital to invest in such now, but believe we can definitely start from somewhere. Yes, Madam Joyce, like I said before, I say you can start small and grow it. You can start small. There are smaller machines that you can be doing small scale, have a small market that you're supplying. There's no business you cannot start small. In fact, you can even start as a feed distributor. You're distributing feed. So you get a shop, then meet all those companies, they will supply feed for you, while other farmers are picking from you. From that time, you're using to understand the business. Can you see it now? So you don't have money to go and buy those equipment. You can invest in what? Buying feed and reselling. You print a lot of money. I sold feed too. I once owed the feed because I was buying one truck. So when I bring the one truck, I will sell. I was making nothing less than 500 or 600 per bag. So it's a big business. Even if you don't have money to build the big one, you can help those established farmers and factories to sell their feed. There's a lot of questions popping up here, so let me be able to answer them. Is there any specific date for a proposed poultry setup business? I will record the video this night, inshallah. I will record the video this night, so maybe we should be able to, once I drop the video, then we'll have another live section like this. So the video should be able, maybe I will drop the video by tomorrow 4 p.m. Nigerian time. The video should be up tomorrow 4 p.m. Nigerian time. Then in the evening, the following day, we'll discuss it this way, analyze it together. With a small capital of $2,000, what can one start in the poultry line business? You can start with feed retailing, buy feed and resell, or you can start with egg distribution, buy eggs from farmers and resell, or you can be selling other equipment. Like now, when you're selling poultry feed, you also sell poultry drinkers. You sell those other equipment. You can sell battery cage. $2,000 in Nigeria, that is about 2 million plus. Agro Make Fans Limited for Nasarawa State. Thank you for joining. You're late. Oga Agro, you're late. Oh. Thank you so much. This person say I'm very correct. So that is the best way. So you don't have money for you to go and build the factory now. How about buying feed and selling? Understanding the market. What are customers looking out for? Using existing feed. You can establish a very standard one in due season. I think it's an advantage for people who are close to north, unlike us from the east, because of grain accessibility. What do you say about that? Remember, if you started at the first time, I spoke about the challenges and I said working capital pressure. What that means is that you will need to buy a lot of feed and store, a lot of grains and store. So even if your factory is in Enugu, there are seasons where feed is very maize, soya beans is cheap in Benue State. Like now, you buy it and keep it in your warehouse. You buy it a lot and keep it in your warehouse. So that is the only way to tackle it. I am currently in piggery, but I'm thinking of starting a poultry farming. From your experience, what do you think I should start so that I can get it right? Okay, Mr. Emmanuel is saying he wants to go into... Mr. Emmanuel, why do you want to go into poultry when you're already into piggery? Are you not making profit in piggery? What is the challenge? Because my advice for you would be that since you're already into piggery, be looking at expanding the farm, niche down on piggery. Piggery gives a lot of money. You watch my video on piggery farming here. I once had a pig farm of 2,000 capacity. So I know what I'm saying. There's a lot of money in piggery if you do it well. So instead of adding birds to it, why not look at investing more, expanding, buying high quality pigs, hybrid. Be looking at how you'll be selling breeder stock to other smallholder farmers. Focus on maybe as you're breeding the stock, you're selling the small ones. It will give you a lot of money. Okay, Agroma say he's late, but he learned a lot. Thank God. Okay, Joyce is asking, how can I connect with you one-on-one? So I'm going to attach my WhatsApp number under the comment section so that if you need... So I'm going to attach my WhatsApp number. If you need a one-on-one consultation, you can reach out to me. Then we'll have that conversation. So I'll put my number now. Okay, Antonia is asking, can a person have a feed processing line with a poultry of 3K layers? How much is that in US dollars? Omo, that is a big project. So my advice would be that it's better you get the financial projection of this field business that we just spoke about here. Go through it yourself. Like I said before, everything is automated. Change the figures, then you will see how much you need to put into the business. So if you own a layer farm yourself, that you're operating 300,000 capacity, you can try feed production. If it makes sense for you, then you produce your own feed. But I said it before that going into feed processing as a poultry farmer, you're adding more labor to yourself. You're putting more pressure on yourself because operating a factory is another stress on its own. So now you're operating a factory, operating a poultry farm. So many poultry farmers that I know that even operate bigger capacities, some of them still buy feed. But 300,000 is not for small children. So I think this one, producing feed by yourself, you will be profitable. So what I will advise you to do is to get the financial projection so that you can match your capital to it and see how much that will give you. I'm waiting for more questions. If you have questions, please drop it in the comment. Let's analyze. So for Madam Joyce, that is my WhatsApp number there. So you can reach out to me on WhatsApp, so we'll connect. If you need the feasibility study, the 5 years financial projection, so you can go through it when you're free, you can also send me a message on WhatsApp so that we can talk, and then you get the financial projection. It will help you to be able to see the figures by yourself. And I can also explain it for you, teach you how to navigate through the financial projection. So like I said before, even though the projection is for 357,500,000, you can still start small. You can still start small. Yeah, thank you so much for watching with me. If you have no question, fantastic. Anybody that have any question, you're free to ask. You're welcome, Joyce. So don't be scared of 300 million. If you don't have 300 million, you can invest 10 million, 5 million, depending on your capital. Bolaji say, I did a lot of business earlier before coming to US, but the people around me brought it down. When I'm around, there will be profit, but when I'm not around, there will be loss. Yeah, it's part of the reality that we face as business people. And that is the reason why when you look at the top business people that we have in the world, they are always around their business. You will see Dangote sleeping in his factory in Lagos, always there. You will see Elon Musk telling you that he's sleeping at the factory, always there. So these are companies that have employed quality people, top managers with experience, but they are still there. Because as human beings, our fallen nature can always go into theft when the owner of the business is not there. And the truth of the matter is that nobody can run your business more than you. Not that you have all the experience, but there is an approach that human being a very corny being, we love eye service. So when it happens to me, when I'm in the farm, hey, you will see my staff, they will work in the factory, they will produce the volume of rice that I need, 300 bags, nobody will be tired, no complaint. Hey, sorry sir, hey, thank you sir, hey sir, hey sir. Just once I leave the factory, somebody will say, I want to go and use myself. He will stay in the toilet for 5 hours. He have gone somewhere. So it's not just you who is in the US. We that we are here in Nigeria. We that we are here, gone in Nigeria. Once you leave the factory, you're in your house that is just less than 3 kilometers. They don't change them for you that side. So when I was doing my poultry farm, I had my office. So my office was 3 rooms. 1 room for my PA, one room for my office, and one for my bedroom. So anytime I stock layers, anytime I have huge demand, I sleep in my farm because I have security there. So I sleep in my farm, no fear. And when I'm there on the farm, they will work with seriousness. They'll work well. The birds will lay eggs. I will see the crates. Everything will be human beings. We are like that. So it's sometimes God will just bless you with quality staff, faithful staff. I have someone who is based in the UK. He runs a livestock farm here in Nigeria. The farm is doing well. Okay, Mr. Godwin, I love this question because it's very strategic. Should one go into poultry feed production or egg production? Even myself, I'm calculating what to say. Honestly, feed production is more profitable. Let me not lie. Feed production is more profitable than layers production. My honest opinion, I don't know, but based on what I've seen, it's even less risky than layers production. One infection can kill all your birds. Wetin wan kill feed? So for me, if you give me the two, say choose one. Yes, Bolaji, feed production is more profitable. It's less stressful. The headache you take managing birds, any small negligence from the staff, all the birds don't die, or it will affect how many eggs they are dropping for you. So you can't compare the two. Feed production is more. Feed production, your profitability is tied to your marketing and quality of your feed. So you have less risks. But layers, there was a time, one of my staff, they were doing cleanup. So cleaning the pipe, the pipe where water runs in for the birds to drink. So that time we clean it every Saturday. So they clean the pipe. So when they are cleaning the pipe, they have to off all the nipples. They off the tap, flush it, and then he forgot to open it. They left. 8 birds died inside 4 cage. 8. So you can see that 8 might be small. But if you are losing 8 birds every day due to negligence of the staff, can you see how much you lose? Now, this is not to say feed production does not have its own challenges, but we are saying feed production is more profitable. That is the reality compared to layers, and less stressful compared to managing layers. Yeah, that poultry hatchery, it's another. Do you know that Nigeria supply birds to Benin Republic, Togo? They come to Nigeria every Saturday to buy, every Friday, Tuesday, Fridays, Thursday to buy. So the market is also big. But based on my knowledge of layers, based on my knowledge of hatchery, is capital intensive, highly. Because you need to have parent stock, the male line, the female line, be feeding them for them to lay eggs, to melt, lay eggs. Because hatchery, it's not these normal eggs that you're using to hatch. Oh, okay, but I hope you're aware. It's not these normal eggs. Oh, those ones in the market. Oh, those ones that those birds are producing, they are not viable. They can't hatch. Oh, the eggs that are meant for hatching, thank God you know, they are different. But hatching too is profitable. People book ahead of time. I'm telling you that if you need 5,000 layers today, you can't just go and get it. They will tell you people are booked. So you need to book. You give the company time. You book ahead of time before they. When I wanted to stock 3,000, 5,000, 3,500 pullets, we booked 3 months ahead of time before they supply to us. Paid money, complete before they now supply. We bought from Ammo. Any question? Any question? It's time for questions now. Let's discuss money. You can use the egg in your farm, but the egg must not be more than 2 days old. I doubt. It will not work. Because why I'm saying is because I've done hatchery before on a small scale. So those eggs, they are not viable. Yes, now, Oga Felix, you say when I say it's capital intensive, you mean producing fertilized eggs? Yes, and you need to feed the laying birds for a long time. I know there are a few companies in Nigeria that are doing it, but maybe you can visit them, do your research, you should be able to know, have an idea. But you know, many Nigerians, they gatekeep. So you can go to the hatching company, they will not tell you the secret. That is another challenge. If not, I was planning to visit one company so that I can meet them, let them share idea, but many of them will not answer you. So when I was another hatching business you can do, Okabolaji, that can make you money is noilers. So noilers, when they melt and they lay eggs, most of the eggs are viable. So what I was doing, because that time I had about 300 noilers. So they started laying eggs. I'll pick the egg and give one guy. The guy had a hatching machine. He will check them for me. If they are viable, they will keep it. So we brought like that one crate. He hatched the best. They came out very well and we sold it out. So you can try noilers. Noilers are cheap to do. And they can melt by themselves and produce the eggs for you. It's a poultry farming comes with its own losses. How can one manage it? You manage it through knowledge. When you understand it, when you have the knowledge, you manage it. Farmer Ajayi, I greet you. Now you be boss, so send my Christmas gift. Even if it's $50. This one I chop Christmas. Nobody have given me Christmas. So Oga Fendi, send your Christmas gift. Oga Bolaji, send your Christmas gift. You're in US, so it's $100. Those that are in Nigeria, $50. Oh, Oga Oga say I should send my account number. Is it my dollar account or naira account? Which one? Is it for my jai? I'm not laughing, no. This one that you chop Christmas. You need to send my own Christmas. Naira account. Present, sir. Let me drop my naira account sharp, sharp. No dolly. Poultry business. So our next video will be discussing 10,000 capacity layers farm. Many times why I call BB figures is not because to scale people. I want you to see, because one thing with one thing with poultry business is that it's a game of numbers. If you do big numbers, your profit margin is higher, and when loss is come, it will affect you less. So that is why many times people see me, I keep telling 1,000, 10,000 capacity, 5,000. It's not like I want to discourage someone who is a beginner. I want you to see that this is a big business. So even if you start small, you can scale. And if you have investors, you can bring them on board, show them the business plan. Where is my Naira accounts? Poultry business is the business of numbers. Poultry business is a business of numbers. Oga Bolaji, I don't paste hazard. Only Oga Bolaji won't do me Christmas for this my community. Farmer Jai, Madam Joyce, I'll pick my call register now and call next. So if you hear your name, answer present, sir. And as you answer present, sir, pay your tithe. Okay, so Mr. Gordon say, can you touch poultry waste management, please? So when it comes to poultry waste management, one of the easiest ways to manage waste in poultry is to have a standard pen. Because if you don't have a good pen, collecting the waste will be difficult. But if you have a good pen, you can easily collect the waste and sell. Like for we who are in northern Nigeria, poultry waste is not small money. I'm telling you, poultry waste is big money. For some of us that are in northern Nigeria, because people cultivate things like maize, vegetable, they buy this feed. Sorry, they buy this waste. When I was managing a farm for someone in Abuja, we were selling one bag 10,000, 14,000, 16,000. They will even come and give us their bags. So, but if you look at the modern battery cage system that we have nowadays, what they do is that the cage have what is it called? Waste collection. So as the birds are dropping their shit, there is a bed that dry it and move it direct to where you can package and sell to vegetable farmers. Joyce, present, sir. Or you send my Christmas gift, $50. 1 acre of land contain 10,000 capacity of layers. Of course, it can do. It can do. It should. We are going to discuss this best business in my next video. So be expecting the video tomorrow, either 4 p.m. Nigerian time or 5, between 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Nigerian time. We'll discuss setting up a 10,000 capacity layer farm, how much you're supposed to expect, a 5 years financial projection. So you will see all of that inside. So, but 1 acre can pick that. Though I will advise you get more land, because we need to build a very standard place, keep room for expansion. So 1 acre is just 6 plots, which is not bad, because 1 plot can pick the pen, or say 2 plots. Because one thing with layers farm or setting up a layer farm is that we need to have a lot of space. The pen need to be very big, extra large, so that the bird, because you know one thing with birds is that their body generates heat. So if the place is congested, if you're managing space, it will affect their productivity. So the pen need to be extra large. So that's the reason why I say you should add more land, so that you not be economizing very large space. Okay, Eunice, thank you so much. I'll be expecting to hear from you. That is my WhatsApp number there. You can get my WhatsApp number there. Today is boxing. Today is 27. Okay. More questions. If you have questions, you go ahead and drop them in the comment section, so that we can summarize and finish our lectures for today. And I believe we all got value. If you have gotten value, let me know in the comment section that you got value from today's live section. Let me know you got value. And then we'll also discuss piggery business. I think we should do piggery tomorrow, because I've already done a video on piggery, so maybe we'll do piggery tomorrow. You know, it's weekend, so I'm at home. I have enough time. So I think we should discuss piggery business tomorrow at say 8 p.m. Nigerian time. So if you are interested in going into piggery, and again, I forgot to add, do you know that if you are setting up this poultry feed, you can also use the same facility to produce pig feed. So it's not just for poultry alone. In fact, you can even produce fish feed. Just that you need to add some component or remove some component, and you do a fish feed too. And of course, different set of raw materials. Okay. Oga Bolaji, I'm just seeing your message here. I will send you